Hello guys, hello my beauties, and here I already changed after recording your long video in white preaching one video. I changed into homeware and I just forgot to share with you how I created this person which came to my channel and preached me how I created her in my reality. And here's the thing, when you step on this way of spiritual awakening, spiritual explorer, when you stepped on this way, you start getting results of your actions and even your thoughts much faster. You start facing them than any regular person. So results come into your reality much faster. And how I created her preaching here at my channel. This is not that often here, and I'm very happy and grateful for this. But still, sometimes, shit happen and people come in and preaching. How I created her, and I just recalled, recently, when I started analyzing where I misbehaved, during last time, how I created this girl coming and preaching me about what I shared with you in previous video. Start analyzing I went through my 6 times diary book, because we have in this 6 times diary. This is very wonderful spiritual practice. I am not recommending you yet, because I'm not seeing requests where you would be wanting me to share. This is not easiest one to actually implement into your life. So when I will see a real desire, real interest, I will be sharing, of course. But for now, guys, I went through this book, through my transformational matrix journal as well. We have a code of transformations. Those of you who ordered booked matrix again from me, what sort of diaries I'm talking about. And I went through this everything, and I found where exactly me, with my actions, planted this person who came to my channel and started preaching me. And during this week, here we will be celebrating tomorrow. We will be celebrating Victory Day. And this is very memorable day for our nations here, let's say, and let's put all together, who fought fascism during Second World War. I went through YouTube videos and comments related to this topic because I'm getting in recommendations. I was making a video here, matrix reading on pilot during World War II here. So of course I will be getting such videos and recommendations. I'm watching films usually this period of year. I'm watching my favorite films related to this topic, and I stopped by in the recommendations by a video where one person claiming that Rostov, such Russian city, Rostov at dawn, something like this, basically Rostov, that people in Rostov were greeting fascists with bread, butter and flowers, with bread, butter, salt and flowers. I read this and I was so much horrified, like, what sort of lies this is, because my grandmother lived in Rostov at time when World War II started. She lived there, and from her stories I can't recall her telling me she's a witness of this thing. I can't recall her telling me that, for example, our neighbors Ivanov, Petrov and Sidorov were greeting fascists with bread, butter and salt. No, everyone hated them there. Everyone fought them there. I couldn't recall this. But this person just, categorized telling that entire Rostov was greeting them. And of course there were other people stopping by and asking for proof, at least picture, at least video of the time, because there are videos from Lvov, people from Lvov greeting them as saviors and everything, but in Rostov, like, are you kidding me? You must be kidding me. This is insane, delirium and whatsoever. And of course, you know, I felt like I should maybe suppress this desire, transform this desire to stop by, and but I stopped by and I shared that, look, I know from my grandmother, at least in her environment, back that time, no one was greeting them in Rostov. No one was greeting them this way, and a lot of people from Rostov actually, they were stopping by and commenting to this person that what sort of delirium this is. But the thing is, they go into spread this, and a new generation of people who not trained to to think about cause and reason, to connect dots, they will take it as a clickbait, they will take it as truth in its last instance. Because when someone is telling me Harry Styles is a spiritual person, I start thinking like this, okay, Harry Styles, you telling me he's spiritual person. In my reality, spiritual person is next one, another one, teacher, for example. And I start comparing reactions of my teacher followers. I start comparing the reaction of Harry Styles fans. I start comparing behavior of his followers at his concerts and at trainings of my person whom I think spiritual. So I start comparing and ask questions, but of course there will be people who will just take it as it is because they want to believe in this. They will not be digging into this. They will not be launching any mind process on this information, anything. They won't be just because someone said and they like him, they agreed. They won't be discovering what does it take to be spiritual, what does it mean to be spiritual, because some people nowadays are very lazy to think. And I was horrified, because if such people will stop by this statement and read that Rostov was greeting with bread, butter and flowers and kiss their legs, really this will twist history in such ugly way. And the same, you believing that Harry Styles is purely spiritual person, will twist the definition of spirituality for entire next generations. And this triggered me. Yeah, I understand. I tracked it down where I maybe was in this role of a preacher, maybe telling, look, this is just insane what you telling. That how I believe whom? I believe my own grandmother, who was a witness of this entire thing. I don't believe a book what's printed out there. I believe a witness, and she had no reason to lie to me about these things. And never I heard from her like, look, Ivanov, Petrov, Sidorov, they were collaborating. And of course there were people who maybe did things he shared in this post at YouTube. But again, this was like 10% maybe of people, and not in my grandma reality, because her karmic seeds were this way, without traitors, without people who cheaters, traitors, and will do everything, will like bow to enemy and sell their neighbors, sell their friends, sell their entire country to fascists. Thanks Lord she wasn't in this circle of people who traitors and who acted this way. That's why I never heard the story from her on these things, but I heard a lot of other stories. I hope one day I will be able to share in my book about World War II. I was horrified really, because how much they trying to twist history. And now same feeling like when some people trying to twist spirituality, like. But of course I understand now, recalling this my reaction back, I understand that I maybe I can put words better, not in that aggressive form I did it. Of course I am tracking this. I am tracking this back, you know, that okay, I should rewrite or edit my comment. I shouldn't be that aggressive towards this guy who shared this, in my eyes, horrible, horrible, like fact. Yes, so I understand how I planted this preacher, because before this week I was a preacher. I was behaving in similar other way, because why? Because this is triggered me somehow. This is my like triggering topic on this, because so much pain was there, and of course no one wants for this to repeat never again in the future. But to make this to prevent this from happening, of course, guys, we should learn from our mistakes, from how we created war. And now we're learning how we created pandemic. And I know every day, I know, passing by these tons of garbage, passing by beautiful forest and river here, but everything in plastic garbage, so much. I think maybe I will make a video for you, because it's really horrible, especially for those of you who working with energies and with nature energies. Because this element of this Rahu planet, of this synthetic planets, unhealthy, it makes you less powerful in such places of power as forests and so on. And what we created at the moment, and how I created this girl who came and preached me. Simple. By giving this same rude reaction. Okay, let's be honest, I gave same rude reaction to this statement of a guy. What teaches us this situation? To be more tolerant to other opinions again, because this is what I'm teaching you, and this is what I'm learning myself here. So that's fair and square, and that's how I created this in my reality. For those of you who are really interested, I will be sharing the things, how we creating. And it's always good to reflect on how you creating this or other event in your life, guys. So this will always benefit you. So keep tracking this. And that's actually how I created this girl coming and preaching me. Simple. By me, preaching as a person in a rude way, because this was triggering topic to me. Usually I'm trying not to get myself engaged into this. By my mistake, my fault, my bad, I stopped by, and I responded to this like, oh my god, what you, like, they all were collaborants. No, and this is like, wanted me maybe to protect my grandmother in a way, because in this post he sort of like make the energies of an entire city, like in general, like all of them are traitors and collaborants, and this everything. And I was, look, you speaking about my grandmom, And this person who come and same reaction about hairstyles, like, look, you talking about my future husband in a dream speech, shut up. So just see how we planned in this, or whatsoever, because this could be only a suggestion. She might think of him as her soul, star seed, soul, whatsoever, soul, you know, whatever, twin flame soul, whatsoever shit too. But definitely he is same close to her as to me, my grandmom, maybe in her reality. So she stopped by and hearing something not very pleasant about him at my channel, maybe, my opinion. She stopped by and decided to preach me. And same, I stopped by this week and I decided in like in a rude way, yeah, let's be honest, to preach this guy and tell him, look, what's the delirium you're sharing here? Not only me, other people from Rostov were stopping by as well, but you know, like, this should be done in other form. There were people who better than me reacted, who asked for proofs, but me even didn't, you know, didn't need a proof, any proof of this, because to me the words of my grandma, they, you know, like, enough. Just enough. I don't need any videos or whatsoever, because I simply believe such proofs, they don't exist, and or he can show maybe from Lvov, but not from Rostov. And that was really it. This is the way how we create in wars. This is the way how we create in such ugly preachers in our reality. By what? By being the same. So guys, if you want to have less negative emotions, think. So that was my bad, my biggest fault during this week. Yeah, I should admit it, honestly. I was not able to, you know, to hold myself back and not stop by and comment. So I commented like, what's the delirium you telling here? Like, my grandma and everyone were greeting them with flowers. Are you high or what? Yeah, guys, that's the truth. You shouldn't do. And very fast I got, you know, because when you're on this spiritual journey, you get in very fast. You get in very, very fast. And please learn how to check all the information, all incoming information. When someone says you something, always asking you to think and check. There was one blogger I'm following, and he shared some sort of like hack, like, this is helping to do this. And later, few stories later, he shared it like, how many of you believed and wanted to order this without going and checking and searching for proof. A lot of people, he just placed some sort of funky order, like, this new item will help you to improve skin if you will be rolling it up, just because they love his energies, they trust him, they believe he is like super pooper duper everything. So he decided to make a prank on them. And like, look, I'm selling, this is from Swiss scientists. They believe him so much, they believe in what he is saying. But remember, there is a huge gap between saying and between actually doing. Because there is karma of your thoughts, there is karma of your words, and there is karma of your actions. This is 3 different types of karma. And they believed him. They truly, really believed him and started to place orders sent to his direct. And he said, oh my god, that was a prank, guys. You should always go and check information. You shouldn't trust that blindly to any celebrity, to any popular person. Always go and check the information yourself. This will help you to stay actually human and will prevent you from turning into monkey, back into monkey. Yeah. So that's it, guys. Bye bye.